So we've got a new set of targets. Let's jump off there. I get the sense this is Gottstein trying to reset the agenda and to re-galvanize and refocus the market on what we can achieve and not the problems that I've inherited.
Yes, that's correct, Manus. Credit Suisse has indeed had a bumper year. So, yes, reconfirming the target of 10 to 12%, which is good news since at 9 months they were at around 9.5% given the headwinds this year. And then we also have an increased profit target for wealth management, which indicates they think they can do better. We're looking at between 5 billion to 5.5 billion Swiss francs by 2023. So they've given themselves about 2-3 years there to get to there. And then there's, of course, the share buybacks, which investors will be happy about starting in January 2021, where they're looking to buy back 1.5 billion Swiss francs worth of shares.
And in terms of the buybacks, I mean, the dividend has been a huge story for all European banks and Swiss banks, with FINMA there holding back on the dividend story. How important is this buyback? Is this sort of a small profit to the market?
I think it's definitely significant, but it's in line with peers. I mean, UBS also announced potential share buybacks as well. Credit Suisse actually had to pause a share buyback that they were doing earlier this year because of the pandemic. So it's a little bit of a continuation of something they've already been offering, but surely this also sort of indicates they're in a strong position to offer that, which is good news, I guess.
Now, to the investment bank, obviously the skew, if you think what happens on Prada Platts Wealth Management over at UBS with a smaller, tighter, leaner, less capital-intensive investment bank versus Credit Suisse. So this is going to be taken quite well, I would imagine, this morning, the investment bank ahead of last year's fourth quarter.
Yeah, that's certainly great news. And they do indicate that business performance is going to be looking a lot like the third quarter, which means a lot of transactional revenues from both clients in the wealth unit who are trading, particularly in Asia, and then across the investment bank. Something to just keep in mind is the investment bank is just undergoing a restructuring that's combined the trading and the advisory units. So there's still a little bit of uncertainty there as to what exactly the performance is going to look like. We'll remember that in the third quarter, they did great in trading, but they fell short of peers. So we'll see how that goes for the fourth quarter. The other thing to note on a full year guidance and also 4Q guidance is that they have had 2 hits to profit. They've got a write-down from a hedge fund stake, about $450 million. And then there was some long outstanding RMBS litigation in the U.S. that'll take another $380 million provision, which will hit earnings as well.
Now, this is part of a narrative that yourself and the rest of the team put together yesterday, and it's a lovely piece. It's about this sort of reckoning for Gottstein, isn't it? In other words, the baggage that he's inherited from TM, where the lending perhaps was, some would say, a little bit more aggressive. What do you think Gottstein's biggest issue is? Is it managing those historical issues that you identified? What does he want to do, Marion? Does he want to centralize everything?
Yeah, I think there was a lot of indication that he wants to take back control to headquarters and try to manage a little bit better what's going on in the various arms that Credit Suisse has across the world. He will have to sort out these legacy issues. It's something he's been dealing with a lot this year, but I think he's really trying to turn the page and look towards, where can we grow? Notably, they've set out a few different areas they want to invest in. So, for example, in the wealth division, they really want to get more into private market deals. In the investment bank, they're going to be investing in an onshore China platform. And then there's also the IT infrastructure investments they want to make for cloud and cybersecurity. So he's really setting sort of a new page. Here's the bank. We can do more. We can do better. And we don't have to be dragged down by these legacy issues.